So, people, we have something to talk about here, and I'm going to get into it. Now, once again, because there's always somebody that see your videos for the first time, don't understand your position. So I will briefly say I am the X Factor. Okay? No, that's not my goddamn name. I am the X Factor in the sense that we have so many biased WWE fans that come on here. They just can't resist a AEW video, right? They just can't. It's not in them. They're not men. They're not grown adults. They are little boys, okay? Little sissies. That's what they are, basically. They spend more time on channels that support AEW, that love AEW, than they do on WWE, channels that completely show bias and favoritism towards them. They're just full of hate. Okay, come on your channel asking you stupid questions, and the answers are right in front of your face. Every company every year have releases, whether it's because the rest wanted to go or whether it's because the company just didn't have anything for them or whatever. It happens. Okay. Funny thing is, I read an article about Wardlow. Now, I looked at every one of these videos that kept saying, Wardlow's coming, Wardlow's coming, Wardlow to WWE. It's every the AEW wrestler that gets out of their contract one way or another, or the rumor is that they always assume they go into the WWE. Then when it doesn't happen, like when Toni Storm announced her retirement, she's not retiring. She's coming to the WWE. Guess what she came back to? And I started laughing because I said, they keep talking about Mariah May. Okay, one dumbass comes in the comment section and goes, if AEW is doing so good, why are they firing Mariah May? First of all, you dumb fuck, they didn't fire Mariah May. Mariah May wanted to go to WWE. She's expressed going to WWE when she was in Stardom. But she came to AEW. What I find funny is Tiffany Stratton and Mariah May were both on the come up at the same time in their respective companies. And when Tiffany Stratton, it took her forever, but she finally got the title. Little bougie Barbie. Mariah May is over here having kick-ass grown woman matches. Okay? And she became champion. And it's so funny how you WWE fans was hating on Mariah May. But the second you find out that it's possible she's going to WWE, oh, yeah, Mariah May. Oh, now all of a sudden she's special. You guys are so full of shit, man. You are the biggest hypocrites in the world, man. But this is not really what I came here to talk about for the most part. But I just wanted to get that out because you guys love to be biased and say a bunch of goofy shit, which I don't care. But you come on my channel, I'm going to roast you, dumbass, and then delete and block you because I don't deal with pussies. Okay? So anyway, here's what happens. Your beloved WWE went from their 5.9 rating on Netflix from their debut on Netflix, and all of these channels wanted to glaze them and yeah. I don't particularly care about the ratings. But at the same time, it's like, you see, the real ones know. Whenever WWE, their ratings were better than, AEW's. Yeah, AEW only drew this, AEW only drew that. Those very numbers that AEW draw, and they say they only drew this, it's funny when NXT draws lower than that number. They don't report it at all. It's funny how they brag about the success of the WWE, but the WWE, these motherfuckers, when their ratings drop, nope, we don't want to talk about it. If Mariah May stays, great. If she goes, great. You're supposed to beg her. No, here's the thing about it. I'm willing to guarantee you whatever the amount of money is that WWE is willing to pay her won't be more than what she's already getting in AEW. I'll bet you that won't be the case. See, you have wrestlers that have this mentality, like they always say the same thing when they go to WWE. At some point in one of their promos, oh, it's always been my dream since I was a child. I wanted to go to WWE. They always say that when they go to WWE because they're told to say that shit. Okay? And then you have all these glazers out here. Well, who wouldn't want to go to WWE? All the people that thought they wanted to go then wind up getting fired. All the people that wanted to go or thought they really wanted to go and end up asking for their release. That's who. At the end of the day, talk about Ty Mello coming back. You want to talk shit? Talk about Tekla coming to AEW. See, you want to talk about who left, but you don't want to talk about who came. And especially when the person that comes is just as good or even better. But no, we're not going to talk about them. Let's just talk about who they lost. Let's talk about all the fucking people that WWE has cut last month. Yeah. You guys, to the family, let me address the real one. See, to the family out there, everybody with the good thinking brain, this isn't about critical thinking. This is just common sense. It's really not that complicated. The WWE are a bunch of dictators. They're not loyal, but they want the talent to be loyal to them. That's why they fucked R-Truth up his ass like they did. No matter how loyal he was, stayed with them. First of all, and I'm going to break some things down about R-Truth, okay? And I'm going to give you what's real. And only the real ones are going to understand it. You see, the mind of a slave master is that you don't have the right to leave, to want to leave, or to dislike anything I say or do. You know that scripture that says, slaves, obey your earthly masters with fear and sincerity of heart, as you would Christ, not only those who are kind to you, but to those who are unjust and strike you. For a good slave is a good Christian. Fuck that and fuck you. That's the mentality you motherfuckers have. This is why people have such a, just think about it. Even if you don't like a particular wrestling federation, right? What the fuck makes you say, I hate that company? I hate those people. Everything is I hate. This is what the fuck you're dealing with. People that have a bunch of self-hatred. So everything come out their mouth is to talk about the negative side of things and to brag about it. Aha, nana. This is what they do. They're pathetic, miserable people. So when a person decides they want to leave, like I said, you guys are talking all of this shit about R-Truth, but you won't follow R-Truth if he comes to AEW. So fuck you, because you're not real. All you are is a bunch of dictators yourself. I'm telling you, people are attracted to things that they can relate to. And this is why you guys think that WWE has the right to dictate your life. So let me show you how the type of dictatorship, just a part of it, nothing new. The WWE is banning their talent. No one in WWE is allowed to wear an R-Truth t-shirt, to show up with a cup, a hat, anything that has any likeness of R-Truth on it. This is a man that gave them all of his time. Now, let me explain something to you. I don't care about who you marry. I don't care who your best friends are. I don't care about none of that shit. I stand for my motherfucking people. Don't get it twisted. I will stand up against injustice and racism and hatred any day. What I'm saying is I don't judge who I'm cool with, who I have love for, or who I would accept love from based on their nationality or their skin color. What I am saying is who and what you stand for, though. If you're a coon, and I don't give a fuck what race you are, if you a coon, I don't want nothing to do with you. This isn't about you have to be like me for me to like you. No, this means if you don't stand for anything and you just go along, you're part of the go along, get along gang. I can't fuck with you. I have to just say, yeah, how you doing? But no, and I'll be honest and tell you why I don't fuck with you. It's really simple. You don't have to change for me, but until you do, you can't be around me. Now, this is what the fuck we see happening around us, people. Don't get it twisted. Our truth. I mean, I'm going to get into what I really want to get into, okay? Because it's all a part of it. Everything is leading to that. Our truth, 53 years old. What I tell you guys before. You guys talk about story. But our truth is 53 years old, claiming to be, the biggest fan of his childhood hero. His childhood hero just happens to be a guy 5 years younger than him. Now, let's just put this in perspective. At 10 years old, if you have a hero, right? You look up to somebody. Isn't that somebody that's older than you? So that means, let's just say, for example, if John Cena was playing Little League football at 5 years old, can you imagine a 10-year-old child going, oh my God, that little 5-year-old, he's my childhood hero. You know what the parents would say? Hey, he's a little, you can be proud of him, but he's a little kid. You should be his hero. You're his peer. He should look up to you. You should be proud of him. Yeah, that's great. But your hero is a 5-year-old child. You're 10, he's 5. You're 15, he's 10. You're 20, he's 15. Then somebody will go, that's creepy, man. You're a grown-ass man and your childhood hero is a fucking child. Okay, now, granted, right now they're two grown-ass men, but I never liked that stupid storyline. The storylines are always dumb as fuck, man. That just made zero sense to me. Now, here's what people need to understand about R-Truth's role. R-Truth played a buffoon. He settled for the goofy gimmick shit. He settled to be an overgrown child. He settled to be a comedian. He did all of that because I talked about this in my previous videos, but I didn't really detail it. I just want to tell you, he settled for that shit because I'm making a paycheck, right? I let them use me however I want because I'm getting money. That's the mentality. That's no different. And I'm gonna say, and okay, stay with me. That's no different from Soulja Boy performing for racist ass Donald Trump and then saying, Obama ain't never put no money in my pocket, nigga. Kamala Harris ain't never put no money in my pocket, nigga. Right? Showing them all of a sudden now, oh, Trump's a hero, huh? Y'all know what Trump stands for, but y'all still went and performed for this motherfucker. Snoop Dogg stood there and said, remember that? Which one of you jigaboo ass niggas gonna perform for Trump? Ain't none of you niggas gonna perform for him? I can't wait. I'm gonna roast one of you niggas. I'll be the one to perform for him, sir. Fast forward some years later, guess who goes and perform for Trump? So the jigaboo ass nigga that Snoop was talking about was himself. And he makes an excuse about it. Oh man, people don't understand. Like, I'm over here, how I'm making money. I did it for a friend that happened to be part of the crypto ball. You know what I'm saying? That just happened to be associated with Trump. But how am I, being criticized for making money over here to go help other people elsewhere? Like, man, shut your bitch ass up. You sitting up here making up all this stupid shit because your ass went out and sold the fuck out. And you can't, and here's what happens. This is what your superstars, this is what your heroes, this is what your celebrities tell you. You know what I'm saying? People know me. They've been watching me for years, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know me. Y'all know how I move. Y'all know how Snoop Dizzle did whatever, Snoop Dizzle, whatever the fuck he called himself. He's saying all of this shit, right? Y'all know me. Y'all done seen me, coaching the little league football. Y'all done been in my house. Y'all done, you know what I'm saying? I had the cameras in y'all know me. You know what happens after you don't agree with something that they say and you call them out? Nigga, y'all know me. Get your life together. You know what I'm saying? What you doing with your life? You know what I'm saying? What you accomplished? I done traveled, been all around the world, been out of the country, touring, doing all kinds of, what you do? Y'all don't know me. And you know what? He's absolutely right. Because when they get in front of a camera, they're acting. Let's act for the cameras. But see, when you support them, y'all know me. I'm a real one. But then when you don't agree with them, y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know. That's what they do. R-Truth understands what's going on. Now, I'm not going to dig deep into the racist shit because that's not really the direction I want to fully go. But I want to tell you, when MVP says he don't like or respect Triple H because the way he treat black fighters is completely different. Black wrestlers, you don't see it yourselves though? And then some racist motherfucker go, yeah, but look at The Rock. The Rock's black. You look at the top 50 greatest wrestlers of all time. Tell me how many of them are black. Tell me how many. If you look at, if they was to put 100 different top 50 greatest wrestlers of all times up from different people, you count how many black people in that motherfucker. And I bet you'll feel really stupid trying to argue it. I'm saying MVP is not the first and only person to call that out. But Ron Simmons said he never faced race. Yeah. Who cares what Ron Simmons says? Do you know there's people that won't ever say anything about a company because as long as they're alive and they can go, it's a possibility that because I still have a pulse, they might call me and say, hey, we want you to come and give you a Legends deal or come and make an appearance or, and get a nice little bag out of it, right? So they won't say anything. Booker T tries to act like he doesn't see it. But he stood there and had, what's up, my nigga? Yeah. Y'all know the Vince McMahon situation. He comes in there, tell me he did not just say that. Yeah, all of these different things where you disrespect somebody's culture right in front of them. See, R-Truth was a part of the go along, get along gang. Whatever they tell me to do, I'm just going to do it. Right? And then the funny thing that I noticed, man, was how many people made a big deal about the fact he's married to a white woman as if like that makes him a better person in life. Or, see, man, all right. So if his wife wasn't white, would y'all care? See, this is what I mean about you fanboys. Y'all dig into people's personal lives to try to, see, he's like this is a plus if you're married to somebody that's not the same nationality. Okay, what I'm saying, it shows R-Truth don't care about the skin color thing. Like I said before, if Triple H punk ass was trying to say, hey, I don't let skin color, nationality determine how I'm going to use a wrestler for sure. Like that I don't do. No, he says, I don't see color. And that's a sure sign of a motherfucker that see color and a big ass liar. Why? Because everything that you do, everything that you put together, it's based on what? Like example, aside from John Cena, how many white wrestlers do you see come out telling some yo, bust this, yo, I get up early in the morning while you lazy motherfuckers are still yawning. And who? You know, before motherfucking John Cena, there was a fat guy called P News in WCW. Yo, baby, yo. He do his little rap. John Cena wasn't the first one to do it, but yeah, P News used to come out and do that. My point, why is it that Eddie Guerrero had we lie, we cheat, we steal? Why are Latinos always sneaky, scumbag type motherfuckers? Why are they characters always that? You understand what I'm saying? Why are black dudes always real jive and all? Why? Right? We all damn know that when you start talking about I don't see color, like when Brandy Rhodes, like I told you guys before, when Brandy Rhodes had to tell Cody, well, if you don't see color, then you don't understand my struggles and what me and my people go through. And you could never understand me if you don't. When we say you should see color, we don't mean, we should hold grudges against each other. We should look at each other funny. How the fuck do you date somebody that you don't trust and look at them funny, right? No, we're saying stop the bullshit acting like, and because what will happen if you don't see color, you won't detect racism. You'll think it's just the person complaining. You'll be the type of person that'll take people somewhere that accept you, but look at you like, hey, why'd you bring the darkie with you? Why? But you don't see it like that. Oh, I mean, I don't think it's racism. Maybe they're just not used to being around colored folks or some goofy shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? And it take even Randy Orton. I remember him. I forgot what happened. And Randy Orton said something about he learned a lot about himself. And he realized that there's things he didn't know. And he felt really bad about not seeing certain things that he should have seen, but it opened his eyes. It was something that dealt with some racist issue. And he was admitting that, there was a time I really didn't see what I should have saw. Okay, now everybody's looking at people like Montez Ford and his partner Dawkins. They're looking at, people like the New Day. Oh, but Bianca Belair. We're not saying there's not black people in WWE. That's not what the hell we're saying. How they're being used, and as far as how they're ranked, okay, and how the people see them. That's what people are talking about. And when Mercedes Moné and Naomi went through that shit with them, and they expressed the same. So it's been several people who've spoken about it. But like I said, there's other people going, hey, man, you know what? I'm just going to keep quiet about it because, like I said, I'm making a paycheck. But now the fact that there is an AEW, people feel like, you know what? If things don't go right, it's possible I can go to AEW. Why do you think people want to try to shit on AEW? They want to discourage you from wanting to go there. They want to put you in that little box of thinking, I have to pledge allegiance to the WWE. That's what they want to do. So Triple H's ass has been called out for several things. Now, as far as Ron Killings go, I'm willing to guarantee you if Ron Killings would have said, look, man, I'm not a kid. I'm not feeling this silly shit, man. Just like I told you, I didn't feel that stupid shit with Dustin Rhodes pretending to be shocked at all. Yeah, you went to TNA for years out your life and you wasn't shocking and all this stupid shit. And now all of a sudden you come back to WWE, all that dumb shit again. That's the type of stupid shit that y'all like, right? And then basically he ends up coming to AEW. Oh no, now he's no longer right. All this goofy shit, Ron Killings accepted that shit. Eric Young said something a long time ago. He said, I never ever saw myself as being TNA World Champion. And that's definitely what I wanted to be. He said, and the character, scary Eric Young, the pyro scares me, everything. He said, people don't take characters like that serious. We can entertain you and make you laugh, and people will like the character for that reason. And yeah, people will get behind the underdog. He said, but as far as it actually happening, nah. So for me, I had to have a character change. I had to have a more serious approach. He said, and the best way to do that was to go heel. And it worked for him. Yeah. Yeah. So Eric Young dropped the silly shit years ago, a long time ago. R-Truth came into that character and basically did much of nothing. Won a tag team title. Who gives a fuck about it? Nobody even cares about what he's done. That bullshit 24/7 championship. That disgrace of this. I'd rather just have a regular belt to hold my pants up. That ugly bullshit, stupid fucking belt. Okay, all the fucking mid-carders just gave them a reason to put them on the screen for fucking 10 seconds, looking stupid, running past a fucking interview. People conducting an interview with a particular wrestler, and you got 10 people running across this, just smiling, running like, oh, I guess they're chasing each other for this stupid ass belt. I mean, it was one of the dumbest concepts. And all of this shit, this is what R-Truth was a part of. And that's the most he could do is aside, because the tag team division don't mean shit no more. People don't care about tag team wrestling in the WWE anymore. So what ends up happening, R-Truth accepts that role. And he's a good slave. He does whatever we tell him to do. Now, when we're tired of him and we have to make a decision to get rid of him, we will. Now, this is, look at, for example, John Cena is retiring on a high note. Huh? Yeah, his childhood hero is retiring on a high note, right? But he gets fired. Remember the video when I told you guys how people treat you after you've been for a company, worked for a company, and they'll sit there and hug you and they just bought you a Christmas gift, all this kind of shit, knowing when you get home there's going to be a message on your answer machine stating that your service is no longer needed. Then they go put your picture up at security and tell them don't let this person back in the building. What did you do to them? Oh, they're scared of retaliation because they know they did you dirty? Now, what you think happened to Ron Killings? And these motherfuckers treated him the way they are, with this whole, hey man, you guys can't wear his shirts or nothing. They don't want people, because you see what happened, right? I saw the clip. I didn't watch the fucking show. The clip shows that the crowd was chanting, "We want truth. We want truth," right? Yeah. Well, literally, you won't ever get truth out of the WWE. They're a bunch of liars. Rich people don't care about feelings. They don't care about right and wrong. They care about what they think is best for business. And if screwing somebody over is the direction to go, that's the direction they're going to go. And that's just a sad, harsh reality, but that's just the way it is. Now, they don't want the crowd doing that. They don't want people to lose interest. Well, I think that's already started happening. Okay. What ends up happening now with his role and how people like him for the wrong reasons, and then people like him because they genuinely just like him, think he's funny or whatever. When you balance these types of things and you look at who's who, we don't know each other, so we never can tell who. But when I read comments and I see the type of things he's saying and people showing all this praise for him being a goofball, which one of y'all really ever thought Ron Killings would be a world champion? Which one of y'all thought he would hold any major title in WWE that meant anything? Belts don't even mean shit in the WWE because pretty much they put who they want in the position and force feed that person to you. And the fact of the matter is, they've reached an all-time low of 2.6 million. Yeah, they went from a 5.9, 3.8, 3.8, 2.8, 2.8, 2.7, all the way down to a 2.6. So they lost over 1.5 million of an audience. You want to know what the stupid excuse is for WWE? Oh, but you see, in fairness, they were going up against the playoffs, the NBA, and they were yeah, okay. Oh, and also it's after Mania season, and that happened. Let's make every excuse for it for the WWE for their failures, right? Let's make every excuse for when they have a downside. Yes, the wrestling business does have up and down sides. It does happen often. It's just the only person that gets the sympathy is the WWE. That's the only company. See, it's funny because when you sit here and say, well, after Mania season, that's what usually happens. Okay, here's the thing. The build-up to Mania season was garbage. And Triple H had to ask you, does it not feel like Mania season now? Nope. Feels like trash. In fact, WrestleMania itself, both nights, was pure trash. And I think I liked only one match out the whole shit, which was the match with, and the match with Rhea, Io, and Bianca. And I didn't like nothing fucking else that happened. That was the only match that I thought was a good match. It was all right, cool, whatever. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But the fact that it sucked the build up and the event itself. This what's his name? Nick Khan artist? Yeah, told you guys that they were fucking struggling to sell tickets for fucking Elimination Chamber, right? And they needed to bring The Rock in. So the character came just to so-called save the day. And then they lied to you guys and told you they had a fucking sellout crowd. Yeah. You still had 10,000 tickets to fucking sell the week of, and then you just fuck out of here, man. Listen, you know what's so weird though? When AEW was going head up against the NBA playoffs or anything else, nobody mentions that. Their ratings just wasn't the same. When anything that the WWE faced and their ratings drop, that's the reason. But when AEW faces that same opposition, that's not the reason. So with all that being said, it shows you that the interest has dropped. Now, I don't know the truth if it's about, as far as Karrion Kross being done with WWE or The Miz supposedly done with the WWE or Gunther supposedly done with the WWE. That's the rumors, okay? But if these people are telling you, how the fuck can you do this to a guy that was loyal and stayed with this company all this time? How? How could you? How? You can do that to any of us. And here's the thing about R-Truth. R-Truth is not going to get ratings when his segments come. He's not, I'm here to see R-Truth. No. But when R-Truth is there, the fans like R-Truth. That goes to show you just what I said. This exemplifies that. They don't care about you. You are expendable. Go back to the Vince McMahon days. Vince telling his talent, I will use you until you have nothing left. Yeah. That's how much they care about you. So why are you guys all shocked? That's what I don't get. And I said, yeah, it's because of your immaturity and your lack of experience with this type of stuff. And you with this WWE rah, you just think nothing can ever go wrong. Well, now, after this has happened, don't be shocked if they go down to a 2.5 next week. And, Eric Bischoff said something that also exemplifies a slave mentality, a second place mentality. Okay? Eric Bischoff was asked about Tony Khan's comments. You see, Eric Bischoff should be ashamed of himself. That dude is a fucking parasite, man. He's the type of person, he's just like all of you, that like to complain about AEW, but you talk about them all the time. Criticize them, but you can't stop talking about them. The question that was asked to Tony Khan at the media scrum of Double or Nothing about how does he feel about WWE constantly purposely trying to block them. See, it's so funny how everybody else gets it. They know what the WWE is trying to do. We don't give a fuck about that. You can book a fucking show. You can book 18 shows a week for all we fucking care. I will never watch WWE over AEW. Unless AEW gets to the point where it starts to suck really bad and WWE somehow just turns shit around. But other than that, but I will never fuck WWE. Even if they did, I'm not a slave to the machine. I'm not a slave to anything. So I don't have to watch what the fuck I don't want to. I could say fuck WWE, AEW, any other company for that matter. Okay? I'm not a slave to anything. But Tony Khan responded because to that question, Tony Khan didn't bring it up. And that was the last question of the night. And he says, well, last time I saw that happen, he said, yeah, they went that route. He says, but last time I saw that happen was back in the Crockett days. Now, the Crockett's went bankrupt. See, this has been a maneuver of the WWE forever. They try to block you from coming to Madison Square Garden. Whatever night you want to put a show on, they'll put a show on that same night. This is what they've always done. They've been bullies. But see, they've never went against another multi-billionaire that understands what they're doing and have the right team around them. And see, so when Tony Khan says, well, he says, yeah, this last time I seen that was during the Crockett times. He said, but I can promise you this, it certainly won't be the same outcome. Eric Bischoff's response to that was, and I said, there you go, Tony. Standing like a fucking man. That's right. What does fucking Eric Bischoff say? Well, you see, Tony should have answered that differently, because what happens is, he's trying to get, when you say that's like the ego takes over, but you're going to make people not want to watch your program, as opposed to just saying, find another way to answer that. And you know why he couldn't put in words what he think Tony should have said? Because he said some pussy shit. Like Tony's supposed to bow down and go, well, yeah, hey, man, AEW, we're not number one, WWE is, and we just hope they have mercy on us and make room for us, what was the fuck is Tony supposed to feel and say? And I don't think nothing Tony said was just to say it. Like he straight up showed plenty of times he's not afraid of the WWE. So how the fuck was he supposed to answer that? And this is coming from the fucking guy who sat there on Nitro and would tell what the fuck was going on Raw. Don't tune into them. Shawn Michaels just beat the big guy with the super kick. Keep it right here with the action is red, hot and ready. And this and this and this and that. This is where the big boys play. Yeah, the same guy. Yeah, this is coming from that same guy. Well, it's no wonder why fucking WCW fucking failed, man. It's no wonder why they fucking failed. And motherfucking Eric Bischoff, for him to even say that. First of all, one, when you have a second place mentality, it shows. Two, when you lack confidence, it shows. Three, what the fuck do you think Tony Khan came into this for? To walk around with a second place mentality? Now people are going to compare it. No, they're always going to compare. The only reason people didn't want to compare or see the need to compare TNA because they didn't feel like they were a threat. They know TNA in one of their video packages when they first came to Spike TV. And I remember the guy was talking, the guy that does the voiceover. He's like, these wrestlers wrestle for the love and the passion of the sport. They don't wrestle for millions of dollars because those contracts simply doesn't exist. These men and women put their bodies through all types of pain. to entertain their loyal audience and all this. Right. And this is the same guy and Eric Bischoff that says people want to feel like they're part of something big. I agree. Exactly. So when TNA put that in their promo package, that was already, bow, we shot ourselves in the foot. Every wrestler that came from WWE, no wrestler came from WCW or any other company and said this. Only WWE releases. I'm going to take this company to the next level. I'm here to make TNA relevant. I'm here to... Wow. Yeah, exactly. This is exactly what they've done. And it's always a WWE wrestler, release wrestler that says that type of shit. So Eric Bischoff's problem is, you see, he knows Tony Khan has surpassed his ass. AEW has surpassed fucking Nitro and Thunder. And in fact, Eric is the one who said he didn't want to do Thunder. It was way too much. And I mean, I already had my hands full with Nitro. Right. Well, they've had 3 shows since then. But at the same fucking time, even to have to sacrifice one for this deal for Max, look at what this 6-year-old company has done already. And instead of you supporting professional wrestling, no, you're one of its biggest negative ass critics because you have all these ideas. You notice how Eric Bischoff has all the answers for what should be happening in whatever company. But why this motherfucker don't try to fucking... Why is his ideas not doing anything to excel MLW? Why is him and racist fucking Hulk Hogan trying to do some freestyle shit? Since you got all the ideas and you know what need... Why? You know that you don't have the fucking bankroll to start another company and go head up against AEW or the WWE. You know that you don't. You can't even get more fucking eyes on MLW. You talking about how come Tony doesn't give a streaming deal? He needs to get a TV deal for Ring of Honor. You think Tony Khan already addressed those questions? You think this fucking man is just sitting here, I don't know what to do because Eric Bischoff says so. Like he said, he definitely wants to get a deal with Ring of Honor, but it has to be the right deal. It has to be where we're on point to do it with Ring of Honor, and it's something that happens. Not that it's we know that all systems are go, not just do it and then say, well, let's see what happens. And see, I believe a huge part of that is Eric Bischoff just want to see Tony Khan fuck up so bad so he can sit there and smile on his 83-week show and go, I told you guys. It's they all have that shit. It's like that bullshit that came out of Bully Ray's mouth. You see how they make the excuse for WWE? Oh, after Mania season, this is what happens, right? So every time AEW puts on a fucking pay-per-view, this shit, pow, solid. They've been putting on nothing but solid back-to-back dynamites and fucking collisions. But somehow they're supposed to do some shit and get these incredible numbers that's just out of here. Even though the WWE can't do it. When WCW was kicking WWE's ass in the ratings, Vince McMahon resorted to going, well, I mean, it's not just about ratings. I know, it was only when your ratings were higher than theirs it was, right? The numbers don't lie, right? But then when they start kicking your ass, well, I mean, we do more than just that. I mean, selling merchandise and, licensing programs and all, they're not, better than us at that. And right, of course. It's whatever you're winning at. I've never in my life watched any show and said, man, I'm not going to watch WCW because they're not selling merchandise like WWE is. Oh, I got to watch WWE because Stone Cold just sold 1 million shirts this past month. Yeah, I got to watch it because he sold some t-shirts. Who gives a fuck about that, man? So, you slipped to a 2.6. My whole point with all this, and SmackDown numbers went down to a 1.6, I think, or something like that. Yeah, they numbers slipped. But yeah, so your show sucks. Your audience is leaving you. See, let me tell you how this works. And this is really common sense. Your core audience is going to stay with you. All those extra people, yeah, extra. Those are the ones that walk away. So, example, if you're getting 900-something thousand fucking views, right, every week, and then you go from that, sometimes 6-something, 5-something, but it goes from like 500,000 to like 600,000, 700,000 something, right? Your core audience is there. But you got to understand, things happen all around the world, man. There's different events going on. There's different situations where people, they're doing other things. They make it seem like there's a storyline or a certain formula that you're going to use that you're going to get the same exact audience for the rest of your fucking life. Like that's what it's supposed. You find that formula. No, the audience is what it is. It's just like you. You might have 50 people around you. You think all 50 of those people are actually your friends? Your core friends, your real friends are going to be the ones that's there. So when you go from 50 fucking people to like 8, how many of those motherfuckers was like, damn, this motherfucker got a card, I don't. Yeah, he can get me from point A to point B. Yo, he got the big screen TV, man. He got all the video game systems. He got a gym in his house. Motherfucker got every damn. He got all this shit. Yeah, I could use it, go over there, Yeah, motherfucker always got good food and stuff. Yeah, this, that. He got all the bitches, man. You go around him, all the women around. So how many of those people were there solely for you versus what they can get out of you? In the world of entertainment, we call those type of people casuals. They don't really give a fuck about the product. It's just what everybody's talking about. How many shows can we talk about at what point? At one point, everybody was tuning to watch The Walking. Yo, I'm about to go watch The Walking Dead. Like, hey, yo, I'm gonna come to your house. They're like, cool, yeah, we go grab some snacks. All right, cool, right? That's what people did. This show, Stranger Things, Squid Games. It's always something that was being talked about, then all of a sudden it's no longer being talked about. Okay, there's no TV show that's going to be in syndication as long as professional wrestling. I mean, Saturday Night Live has been making a hell of a run, but you understand what I'm saying? Like sporting type of events is different in that sense. And the thing is, those type of shows draw bigger numbers than professional wrestling does. You understand what I mean? 8 million people, 10 million people, 12 million people sitting there watching these shows. But at some point they drop off, and then when these shows are no longer in syndication, you just watch reruns, right? So professional wrestling is going on. But when you say professional wrestling, right? Well, the smaller companies produce these superstars. Like example, when Harley Hudson, whether she ends up going to, I hope she goes to AEW. I love Harley Hudson, man. But she's going to end up going to AEW or WWE at some point. She's in TNA right now. And TNA could use her, cool. Hopefully TNA can turn shit around because their product is dog doodle right now. But I was watching Harley Hudson. She's only 22 years old, man. I've been watching her in the independents, man, and mostly over where she's from. Harley Hudson has a great look, man. She's good in the ring. She's entertaining, and I feel like for her, when the time is right for her, and she'll wind up coming to one of the bigger promotions. Now, I'm not sitting there looking at her going, oh, she should leave TNA. Nah, do what you have to do. But Harley Hudson, if she goes to WWE, she's going straight to NXT. Now, if Mariah May, and let me say this, if anybody, male or female, if you have held a world championship in AEW, fuck TNA, because TNA is small time. If you have held a fucking, why do you think, once again, Jade Cargill went to the main roster and not Jordynne Grace? Even though Jordynne Grace has that skill set that she should have been on the main roster. Well, why do you think so? Yeah. And so, and speaking of Jordynne Grace, you want to know how you know WWE sucks right now? Did you hear the promo that Jordynne Grace was cutting on NXT? She actually said, I thought that I knew wrestling. But in a world where Trick Williams is the NXT champion and JC Jane is the TNA champion, and JCJ is the NXT women's champion. Oh, right. Did I not make a video asking you guys think JC Jane was the right choice? Yeah. Why do you think Jordynne Grace took it there? She played into it because guess what? That's bullshit, man. But it is what it is, right? Now, as I was saying, if you have held the women's championship in AEW, you were the women's world championship, and you accept the NXT deal, you are a fucking idiot. You are a stupid fucking buffoon if you do that shit. If you were the men's world heavyweight champion, see, that's the difference with championships in AEW. These guys get light. Look at what they're doing with Konosuke Takeshita. Look at what they're doing with Okada. Look at all these guys. Kenny Omega. Look at what's happening with these guys. So if you've held the TBS champion, the TNT champion, any of those, but especially if you've been the world champion, if you are a guy of Kenny Omega stature, if somebody, Konosuke, or any of them, if you are one of those people, Okada, any of them, Josh Alexander, and you settle for NXT, you are a stupid person. Because you are clearly letting them dictate. Fuck what you did in AEW. Nigga, we saw value in you. But now we're the ones giving you a paycheck. So take it or leave it. NXT it is. You are stupid. And especially when Tony Khan is going to pay you more than what the fuck they're going to pay. You think they're paying Ethan Page some really huge check over there? I was watching Ethan Page when he was in TNA and you all were saying that he sucked. He was a nobody. Oh, then he goes to AEW and yeah, same thing, right? But he comes to WWE and all. Fuck, who the fuck is Ethan Page? What has he done? Fucking, right. This is my whole thing with you guys, man. Pay attention. Pay attention to what's happening. So, all of this talk about who's who and who does what and who this, they get these people here. And look, just like, for example, AEW has Tekla now. Tekla's a beast. Mariah, Mariah May's a beast. But if she decides to go, trust me, Tekla is every bit as good. And has a better look. So this is what I'm saying. No, we ain't gonna talk about Tekla. We're not gonna talk about the people joining AEW. We ain't gonna talk about the fact Ty Mello is back now. Nah. Yeah, just like having Anna Jay, you know, having Julia, having what's the name? Bottom line, having the roster that they have right now and all, and having, you know, having the Megasis over there and all that shit eats people up, man. Having Mercedes Moné, that shit, having Athena, all of it eats these motherfuckers up because when people say something, they want to be right. So when people wish, you know, and predict your downfall and it doesn't happen, it just pisses them off. Keep these wicked, evil, sinister ass motherfuckers out your life. That's why I do what I do and the way I do it, because I'm not gonna let you motherfuckers tell lies, not on my watch. And don't fucking debunk your shit. I will kill that shit. And I don't give a fuck if your channel has 2 million fucking subscribers, whatever. I will shoot your shit down with truth and facts. And you motherfuckers fabricate shit. And you also want to make sure that you don't say too much because you don't want to piss off the WWE. And a lot of these, and don't get it twisted, a lot of these motherfucking content creators try to talk and carry themselves in a way, hoping that maybe they can pull an I Show Speed move. Maybe someday I'll be a reporter for WWE. I'll have some type of job with them, doing media content for them or some shit or whatever. That's what. Please don't get it twisted. That's what they're trying to do. This man right here, I don't kiss no ass. I don't lick no ass. I don't do none of that unless I'm being intimate with a woman. Otherwise, stop it, man. You motherfuckers don't get it. Yeah. So that 2.6 slip. See, yo, but that's still a good number. It's still a low number compared to what it was. Now, let's say, for example, if AEW was pulling a 2.6 or 1.6 like SmackDown, and WWE was still pulling a 5.9, you motherfuckers would be like, oh, they still way off the mark, man. See, you guys do the comparing. So Eric Bischoff, he just shows he's outdated and he thinks like, motherfucker, this is not 1990 anymore. Eric Bischoff thoughts are in the past. Eric Bischoff is fucking dried up and played the fuck out. And that's why he's saying the dumb shit that he's saying. He wishes for the downfall of AEW. He wants to be right when he says something. He hates the fact that Tony Khan already surpassed his ass. And so basically, that's what he does now. I'm going to contribute to my 83-week show podcast with this, whatever the fuck that other guy name is, to just sit and talk about AEW 98% of the fucking time. I work for MLW and I never talk about those motherfuckers. And I work for the motherfuckers. But I'm going to talk about a company I don't work for. So that shows you how small MLW is. And if you ask people who even care about Matt Riddle, yo, what you think about Matt Riddle? Oh, why that guy retired? He didn't. He's in MLW. He's the champion. What the fuck is MLW? Yeah, the same way Rob Van Dam said about TNA when he was wrestling there and people would see him and say, hey, man, why'd you retire, man? We want to see you back in the ring. And he's like, dude, I wrestled for TNA. And they're like, what's TNA? Yeah. And I guarantee you far more people know about TNA than MLW. And I've seen Eric Bischoff work over there at MLW, and it's nothing special at all. In fact, it's the worst work that he's doing of his whole fucking career. He's old now, and his ideas are all dried up. Let's just say it like it is, man. Him, Jim Cornette, all these guys that still think that what they did with the Rock and Roll Express and all this shit and talking about what wrestling, bro, nothing stays the fucking same. And I think that it should be evident right in front of your eyes. If you go back and listen to music from way back in the day up until now, you will hear how the sounds change through different eras. Go watch movies, how they walk, how they talk, how they dress, same thing. Same thing. There was a time in the NFL where they went like 2 decades with the same fucking uniforms. Wouldn't change nothing about the uniforms, nothing. Now they switch the uniforms up and they, all this type of shit. I mean, video games, look at how everything changes. Everything evolves. Things change for better or worse. We might not like every change, but that's just the way it is. That's why, common sense. Take like the group Kiss or Motley Crue or somebody, right? You rappers, whoever. People show up, they don't want to hear no new shit from Motley Crue. They want to hear the old shit. Why? They don't give a fuck about this new shit. They want to hear the old shit, the classics. That's just the mindset that people have. You motherfuckers that's like 20 years old now, what you think is going to happen when you're like 40, 45? You think the shit you like right now, the generation after you going to be sitting here going, hey, yeah, man, GTA 6 was the best game ever, get it? No. If fucking video gaming is still around, I'm just saying, what the fuck do you think is going to happen? So the same way when you're watching professional wrestling, y'all, and these guys are sitting here telling you, oh, they should do this and that, and you got to say this and you got to say that. And no. AEW is far better than WWE. In my opinion. I enjoy it, and that's all that matters to me. I don't give a fuck about what WWE fans think. I can care less about that shit. Same way in boxing. If Bernard Hopkins never fought Felix Trinidad, nobody would have ever said Bernard Hopkins would beat him. And Bernard Hopkins was 37 years old when they fought. And I remember people like, who this old ass nigga? Man, Trinidad gonna do this and that. And he went there and beat the fuck out of Trinidad. Yeah. If Floyd Mayweather never fought Manny Pacquiao, people would say, oh, if they would have fought Pacquiao, would have beat Floyd. Yeah, he would have beat him. If Pernell Whitaker never fought Julio Cesar Chavez, which they robbed the fuck out of Pernell and called that shit a draw, okay, people would have definitely said Chavez would knock Pernell out. He's too strong, and his style is a nightmare for Pernell. Because that's what they were saying. But what happened when they fought? If Ali never fought George Foreman, people would have said, nah, Foreman would have killed Ali. Because look at what he did to Frazier and Norton. Frazier and Norton both gave Ali tough fights. Yeah. They even beat Ali, and Ali beat them. But yeah, they were all tough fights. Foreman annihilated them. So people always want to predetermine who could beat who and what's what and who would have did what. So it's the same shit. So I don't give a fuck about how you see the WWE or whatever. I don't care how you see AEW. Like I said, I'm here for those who understand the movement. Fuck all of y'all with this negative shit. But yeah, why you so busy hating, and Fyter Fest was off the fucking hook last night. I'm going to talk about that in a separate video. But let me tell y'all something, man. Right now, with what happened with R-Truth could be a turning point of a downward spiral for the WWE. Because the wrestlers are pissed off and getting sick of this shit and glazing motherfucking WWE. You think these motherfucking... Let me tell you something. WWE wrestlers watch AEW. You better believe that shit. You better believe that shit. Why you think their asses always end up there when they leave WWE? Yeah, you better believe they watch that shit. Hell yeah, they watch it. And guess what? They still got something in the tank. They still want to wrestle. The motherfuckers ain't ready to hang it up. What the fuck, they gonna retire just because WWE says so? And all of you, you're the type of people that think a slave should just be a slave. I always said, if the Bible says, thou shalt not eat fucking, like you cannot supposed to eat crawfish and eat seafood. You're not supposed to make wool with silk. Stupid shit like that. You mean to fucking tell me one of the commandments couldn't have been, thou shalt not own another human being? Nah, it endorsed slavery. It tells you how to fucking trick people into being your slaves. It's all this shit is in there. And you motherfuckers that support that, You show it with your mentality. You think that people owe the WWE something. Motherfucker, if it's not for the fucking audience, there's no company that succeeds. You are the fucking superstars. You are. Them motherfuckers have a job. They chose. But if you don't fucking pick them, they don't make it. Yet no, they should be coming out there doing this shit to you, because you motherfuckers are the ones making them rich. Now, that all being said, for a company that respects different cultures, they respect everybody's culture, everybody's nationality, hey, welcome you in, and you don't support that, but you support a motherfucking dictating, lying, scheming, all I care about is your money. Remember what Donald Trump said after he got in? These people are stupid. You know, you tell them something, they believe it. I don't care about you. All I care about is your vote. You know, and I said I was going to do this. They thought I was talking about that. Oh, he rubbed it in. This dude says some maniacal shit. And look at all these Trump supporters that say, yeah, Trump, yeah, MAGA, MAGA. What the fuck do you think that they're saying? Stupid. When black people had no say-so whatsoever, no protection before they had all these Jim Crow laws, all this other, before Jim Crow laws and all that shit, yeah. And when you had a lot less foreigners in the country. That's what these racist motherfuckers mean. For y'all, that's too stupid to understand. Because when you say make America great again, what fucking point in time are you talking about? Make America great again. How? How? The fuck are you talking about? But you motherfuckers don't understand that shit. And people of all nationalities and all colors, they understand the truth behind that shit, but you dummies don't get it. And that's why I said, why the fuck are y'all bringing up the fact that he's married to a white woman as if like, so is that what you like him for? Like he's one swell human being, like he's different. He's not like those other blacks. Well, why are you even bringing that up? And this is what I'm saying. Focus on his in-ring shit. There's nothing in-ring wise that people really fucking focus on. It's the silly character that they gave him. This is what I'm talking about. So when a motherfucker tell you that they don't see color, they're full of shit, man. They are full of shit. Then if you don't see fucking color, you shouldn't have any fucking luchadors. You shouldn't have like as a group. They should just be mixed up. Why can't you team up motherfucking Ray Phoenix, you know, with motherfucking Montez Ford or somebody? You understand what I'm saying? Why the fuck everything has to be put the Latinos with the Latinos, put this group of people with this group of people, or whatever. This is exactly, and you know what's so funny, man? When you look at diversity and you look at situations for what they actually are, right? I'll give you an example. I'm willing to guarantee you the majority of the people, if not everybody, assumed the next member of the Hurt Syndicate was going to be a black dude. Soon as y'all heard Cedric Alexander was a free agent, and y'all was, oh yeah, and people making these videos, he's coming to AEW. Says who? Says who? Simply because he was a part of the Hurt business. And I said, I mean, if he's going to come and join the Hurt business, I mean, the Hurt Syndicate, all right, whatever. But outside of that, you know, I don't really know, because they did much of nothing with Cedric Alexander. So he need a character change and be able to do something that stands out to erase the stink of how he was used in the WWE. Nobody saw that MJF shit coming out, did they? You think you'd see that shit in WWE on the same level? No, not the same way. And this is why, if you look at people like Montez Ford, Bianca Belair is by far more successful and more popular and more accomplished than he is. You look at guys like Carmelo Hayes. You see, even Roxanne Perez, right? Look at how they use people in NXT. Then they all of a sudden come onto the main roster and they're not shit anymore, for the most part. Now, when you look at these people and look at their nationalities and look at how they use people, right? Yeah, let's use Stephanie to get the luchas involved, to get the people, the Latinos involved. Let's use the black guys to get the black people involved. Let's use the white wrestlers to get white America involved. Let's use the Australians to get the Australian crowd involved, because we travel and go to different countries. You go to different cities and we want these people to show up. That's what that is. How the fuck you don't see color? Like I said, if the truth was, hey, I don't let anybody's nationality determine how I'm going to use them, that's what the fuck he should have said. It's not what he said. Grown ass man. You couldn't think of the simple words that, nah. And I guess he didn't want to say, I'm not a racist. Because, usually when people say that shit, but you look at their actions, it's like, yeah, but the words and the actions, I'm just saying. But bottom line, fuck all of that, man. I'm here to tell you guys, plain and simple, your beloved machine, they're losing viewership. And because of this R-Truth shit, if it continues to go down and things happen for the worse for them, good for their asses. Simply because you guys are so stupid. You look at it like, yeah, WWE, yeah, they're trying to block AEW, yeah, right? Well, let's look at it like this for you race fans. All the white wrestlers over there in AEW got to eat too, right? Well, you think, oh, just run the WWE? Yeah. All the Latinos, all the blacks, all the Australians, all the British, whoever, wherever they're from, they all got to eat too. So you're so fucking stupid that you're not looking at the fact that this is what these people do for a living. And they're making great money over there at AEW. They love their careers over there. And they're having a fucking great time in their life. But you're so full of hate, you look for the demise of AEW. You see, and if that's the game that the WWE is playing, then it's only right that it happens to them. So if them losing fucking viewership, great. Good for them. Who cares? Because they need to knock that hatred shit off and see, they're terrified. I don't care about the so-called competition. I don't care about that. It's just I know their intentions. And it's clear to see. So you little fucking puppies need to shut the fuck up talking like y'all some big dogs because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're just talking off your emotions. But WWE have been nothing but dictators the entire time. They used to fucking being the only ones or the only big dogs in town. And like I said, yeah, they used to call, Ted Turner billionaire Ted, right? Ted had the money, but not the wrestling knowledge. And the way shit was ran, and the type of racist shit and unprofessional shit that we were told was going on at WCW behind the scenes and all of that shit. Okay, cool. And here's the thing. I grew up loving WCW. But fuck WCW or any other company for that matter that basically run their operations to the point where this is a dog-eat-dog type world mentality. And like I said, with that Vince McMahon, so fuck Vince McMahon the same way. All that, I will use you till you have nothing left bullshit. So when Bret Hart punched him in his fucking face, he should have broke both sides of his fucking jaw. This is what I'm saying. You guys really just don't get it, do you? You think that because you like a company or like the individuals in the company that's supposed to mean something. No, it really doesn't. All it just fucking means is you guys are slaves to the machine. Let me ask you something. How would you fucking feel, right? Let's use Eric Bischoff's logic, right? Tony Khan should have responded differently. He should have responded as a competitor, but more like just humbly. That's what he's trying to say, like try to put WWE over it, right? So let's use that logic. So let's just say you just finished having sex with your girlfriend, your wife, whatever, right? And you look over there and say, hey, what are you thinking about? And she go, just thinking about my ex. What? Well, I mean, no, not like that. Just, well, what are you thinking about? Well, I don't really want to talk about. No, what's okay? Here's what happens. He has a bigger dick than you. He fucks me better. He's much stronger. He can pick me up in the air and do like the things. Just all the stuff you can't do. I mean, you do some things good, but like he's just like awesome. Like, but I'm with you, so don't worry about it. Would you be okay with that? Because that's basically exactly what Eric Bischoff is saying. Admit defeat. What defeat? There's no defeat. It's every day. This is a week-to-week show. AEW's mindset is we have to catch WWE. No, they are let's give our audience the best products we can, and that's their focus. WWE's focus right now, especially, is to do what? To try to turn people away from AEW. Because, see, even though they're fucked up people, they're much smarter than you are in understanding how shit goes. And they know AEW has a strong following. And once again, when you have companies like TNA, MLW that's been around 20 plus years, and they can't fucking lace AEW's boots like you motherfuckers. Yo, TNA is actually better. Right. That's why they doing like 70,000 fucking views a show. Yeah, because they're so much better. Right. But at the end of the fucking day, two companies that can't even get 100,000 fucking views. They can't even get 100,000. And you got the fucking nerve to sit up here and talk about TNA. You don't even support TNA. And I got something about Joe Hendry's ass later too. Got something about TNA. Anyways, yeah. So explain that 5.9 down to a 2.6, because I'm pretty sure there's always some dumb motherfucker out there that always think they got all the answers for shit. Yeah, but WWE is getting exactly what it deserves. It's not about backlash. It's about results. It's about knowing, nah, y'all fucking up. Y'all pissing people off. You're turning your talent away. That's what you're doing. Karrion Kross, when the motherfucker was Killer Kross over in TNA, and I was watching him when I was watching him in Independence and all of that, I always saw potential in that dude. And all WWE see fit for him to do is do stupid backstage segments. Walk around like a creep, just approaching people with some type of fucking offers, offering help, and it's just shit don't lead to nothing. Just saying, y'all. And I tell you what, if I was working for the WWE, I certainly would be taking note like, nah, this shit, we not even secure. Our jobs are not even secured here either. The fuck, man? Like somebody's been here all these fucking years, man, giving everything to this company, and this is what they do. And you gonna fucking tell my grown ass I can't show up to an event with a motherfucking R2 shirt on because I work here? You gonna tell me I can't? Okay, yeah. So if they'll do it to R-Truth, who's been here for all those years, right? Why won't he do it to anybody else? And R-Truth is not the first and he's not the last. So whatever backlash comes with the job, whatever ups and downs, they take these bumps on the chin like, fuck it, we gonna do what we want to do, regardless to how much you fucking don't like it. Think about this shit right here, right? Even after the backlash, right? The initial backlash and everybody's so shocked, they still come up with talking about, now we don't want you as our talent to wear anything with R-Truth's name on it and all that. They'll probably tell well, we hated to do it, we didn't want to do it, but hey, it had to do what's best for business, and hey, this and that, right? Now, I tell you what, if somehow the WWE fired Triple H's ass, right, I guarantee you his story would be completely different. And he fucking talk about a whole bunch of shit that he dealt with and how the WWE, once he knows that he's gone and there's no chance of him coming back, he'd have a whole lot to say. And I don't know what type of, knowledge or whatever he knows how to do outside of wrestling. But, yeah. It's always easy to go barking out orders. But when somebody do the same shit to you, that's when all of a sudden now these people are all scumbags. Mind you, the McMahons are not in charge of anything anymore. Not Vince, not Stephanie, not Shane. And here's a motherfucker who was fucking the fucking boss's daughter, right, so to speak, and got his spot the way he is. Everybody. You know what I heard, man? I heard some rumor about Ronda Rousey supposedly coming back. Ronda Rousey's in her fucking 40s now. And they're probably trying to free up money to pay her. Now, I don't know how true that is. Do you know how many countless videos that people have made and all these WWE fans laughing at Ronda Rousey, calling her broke, desperate, oh, she's this, she, right? How they threw Ronda Rousey away. Look at how Ronda Rousey left, getting beat by Shayna Baszler. Look at what the fuck they've done to Shayna Baszler. She's no longer there either. And didn't do shit. They didn't give her no type of push after she beat Ronda Rousey. So why would Ronda come crawling back to WWE? But this is what I'm saying. So if there's any truth to that, you're going to pay her big money to bring her back after all the bashing you did of her? And even the shit that she said about the WWE was in defense of herself for how she was being treated. So she's not supposed to be honest, but yet at the same time, they're supposed to be to just dictate whenever you come and go and how. Well, if that would be the case, that's their business. And rumors about Brock Lesnar's return, who's another guy in his fucking 40s. Bro, at some fucking point, people got to grow up and understand. You know what, man? If I can't work here and I don't have options otherwise that's really significant to me and my family, it's a problem. But if I can't work here and there's other options, but here's another option over here just as big because I can go over here and make the same money or more, that's a great thing. So my thing for people that leave WWE, if you're only coming to AEW for a paycheck and you don't really give a fuck about AEW, you just want to make sure you're getting well compensated like you was in WWE, fuck you. Because that's exactly what you're going to do when your contract is up. Go running right back to WWE. And that's why when people come to AEW, we don't need you to come in and tell us how awful WWE is. We already see that shit. How they treat people backstage. We done heard all these fucking stories. But while you're there, you kiss all the ass that they want you to, don't you? So, you drop from that 5.9 to that fucking 2.6. Y'all better fucking be careful what you fucking wish for. Like I said, when you spit in the wind, make sure that motherfucking wind ain't blowing back in your direction. That's all I got for you guys now. I'll catch you on the next video.